All right, so we're going to be doing the trade recap of today's PA. Today I took one trade and I hit a break even, which I will pull up right now for you guys on the combines. So let's go over this trade real quick and let's go over where I went wrong. So I took a short on ES, even though NQ was clearly the weaker one. And I'm going to go over like where my bias could have been better and could have been. Bro, I look really dark right now. Hold on, I'm about to fix this. It's pissing me off. All right, I feel like that looks somewhat better. I'm trying to like get back into like the, the space of like my desk, my area, being more, my microphone is just like dangling. How to move the face cam. I always usually have it on this type of monitor up here, but I realized, like, bro, it's just, there's gonna be a little gap. I'm gonna have to move my head up. I have to move my head up, my neck up anyways whenever I'm working to look at that monitor. But here's pretty much what happened. Let's go over the higher time frame first and foremost. Usually the higher time frame. Let's put my seat up a little bit too, so I'll show you guys what I was looking at. Not too much though. So pretty much what we had for today was a candle range high sweep. Usually typical. I like seeing the manipulation before the move lower. That's how I prefer to trade. Even though we failed to reach this high, I still, reaching this high, previously high sweep, moving down lower is really, really good. And then on the 4-hour time frame, we also had this 4-hour PDRA, which was the sell side imbalance. So the market went up and it came back down, and our draw on liquidity for today was this sell side objective, which was like 2 days ago. I don't know why it's doing this. You see that? Which was 2 days ago, and this was the objective. And then on the 1-hour time frame, we also had a 1-hour candle range high sweep on ES, while on NQ we never had that. And then eventually this was a clear draw also, but that one wasn't really the main target. This kind of was also a main target, those two. So those two were like my main draws on liquidity for today, but I realized the second one just looks way more juicy. This one looks way more juicy than this one, because if this one was like willing to get melt through, which it probably would have, which it did, which pisses me off, because today I took a trade and I hit break even, and we're gonna go over this shit. My bias, everything was correct, bro. This was such an A+ setup, but again, I have my trade limit where it's like one trade only, and I get locked out, which is really, really good, because again, I did damage today. I blew 2 combines. I bought 2 combines after I hit break even at 9:30 open, and I took shorts, and I was like, damn. I was like, bro, I know my bias is right. I know my drawn liquidity is right. I know the delivery will get there, but I just don't know how and when. And eventually I just got punished. And the market really does punish you for being like naive and dumb and like just impatient. Hold on. All right, I'm back. I got a little distracted. All right, so I'm on the wrong one. All right, so back to what I was saying. 4-hour PDRA, 4-hour candle range high sweep also right here, as you can see. Clear 4-hour manipulation here, and then on the 4-hour time frame again, we also had that 4-hour PDRA. This is your 6 a.m. candle, now your 10 a.m. candle. 10 a.m. candle was more of a continuation / an EBP. Opened up, retraced, pushed down lower, met the draw on liquidity. Obvious. 10 a.m. 9 a.m. opens up right here. We push up higher, boom, sweep. That is what all during what after 9:30. After 9:30, we push up, sweep all this right here from 8 o'clock basically, and then we start to move down lower. We push up again, and then we slowly start climbing our way down lower. Again, if you're an order flow trader, clear continuations of aggression, clear continuations of aggressions. These were all the orders are stacked, all the bubbles. You can look at the footprint right here. I do want to trade order flow, but again, this strategy, this way of trading, my way of trading that I've conducted, experimented with, gone through, tested multiple times, works, bro. And it's just like is my own analysis or like just emotional stability that just always continues to like fall short, bro. Today's entry would have been a 2-minute PDRA, but I honestly took one of the worst entries by far up to date. Hold on. All right, this is where my entry was, right? We're gonna go straight to the dot, all right? Then I'm gonna show you guys the account status. I'm not gonna lie, I've been AFK recently. Just been dealing with a lot of bullshit. Yeah. We had a 10-point stop right here, and we were just aiming for around like a 15-point target, 1 to 5, honestly. Not much really. And then eventually we hit break even. Yeah, market went down, pushed up, went break even. We started pushing down lower. NQ was already moving down lower. I thought to myself, you know, in this instant right here, the market is going to dump. We're going to continue dumping. We're going to reach the strong liquidity. You know, I was like in my head, you know, like so out of tune with my system and my confirmations and all that, that I just like completely forgot that we had no confirmation time frame. The Kraken correlation sequence wasn't ready yet. It was still cooking. And yeah, we took that short, and it pisses me off because this would have been the better trade on the 2-minute time frame. If we simply waited, stood the chop, this right here would have been a better entry. But I don't trade the 22 model, but this would have offered the better scenario. This one right here, and yeah, pretty much the market would have dumped, and you could have caught your 15 points. You could have had your 10-point stop right there. 15 points met in, like, you know, the next 3 candles. Boom. 20 points. 1 to 2. Boom. 1 to 3. Met. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you're not always gonna see this, so that's why it's so crucial to have your time frames aligned, to have the market, you know, your cracks and correlations aligned, to have the entry, the models, all that aligned. And I realized today I failed to wait. I didn't even have an entry model. I just simply entered because I saw the market moving down lower. And it's like one of those days where, like, bro, if you simply wait and be patient, you will get rewarded. But if you're not, then you will get punished, bro. And that's what I realized. Even with this market push right here, you know, you probably could have found a good entry. I promise you. You probably could have found a good entry. Even if with these type of continuations, if you're still short, you know, you probably would have got stopped out. But you win again, you hit. You win again, you got hit, you know, boom. But either way, this is the best trade by far. I already put it in the hindsight journal. I already, you know, reviewed all that. You know, if we're looking at the market for this month, last month, I mean, the past month, we are still down on this account from the day where we didn't get locked out. Again, just one trade a day. That's all I'm doing. One trade a day. This past 2 days, I haven't really been trading. Last week I did trade, but I took a small L, not a 1% win, or I mean, not a 1% loss. But it was close. It was like quarter or 0.5. But it wasn't following the system. I was trading order flow, and it just like it went bad. I won't lie, it went bad. I was bad at gamble. But today I did blow the accounts, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna show you guys the trades we took because this shit just pisses me off. Just looking at them, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. We can go through these. Actually, I'm gonna probably have to go through there to the 15. And I don't know why I'm smiling. It's just not funny. I don't know why I keep doing that. Like I'm supposed to be serious, but I'm over here like smiling and shit, thinking it's sweet. I just lost $100, bro. Top Step just milked me for $100, and I'm over here smiling like, oh, shits and giggles. I don't know, bro. That's just weird to me. Like, why are you smiling? You just lost, bro. But then we also had what we sold. We got stopped out. We sold 10. We got stopped out. We sold again. Break even. We sold, stopped out, and that was pretty much the sequence for today. Unable to wait for a good entry, unable to like size down and to be patient. Where was the good entry? The 2-minute time frame. Let's take this off though. The 2-minute time frame. What? Entry right here. Even then, like this one would have been perfectly fine. Right here, like that. You would have still got hit. But again, ES was the better one because it manipulated. It swept the highs, and then it started to move down lower, and that's what I wanted. Even though NQ was the weaker one and it showed continuation lower, ES had a clear draw on liquidity. This draw on liquidity was met. It was met already. Like, I don't want to trade this one because, again, where are we trying to target? Are we trying to target this? No. We already met that later on. Well, I mean, yeah, you can, but, like, ES's draw was like so much more clear than NQ. That's why I took it on ES also. And it swept the highs, and then it started to move down lower. That's what I wanted to see, as opposed to NQ, was just showing continuation, a redelivery or rebalance, to then eventually move down lower and reach that draw again. Today was an easy day, but I made it more complicated than it should just by being impatient and unable to sit on my hands. So that is pretty much really it for today's progress. This week we are at break even, one trade break even, no trade so far. Again, getting back on this content shit, content grind, doing my road to 100K series. I need to start reading. I need to start reviewing the journal. I need to start actually following this system right here that I've created during November. Because again, I'm over here. I've made, again, I hate saying this, but like I made the most amount of progress during the first month. Shouldn't it be the other way around? I make the most amount of progress like during the third or fourth month. But it's just weird, bro. Like I was so locked in back then. Now I just don't feel like I'm as locked in as I should, as opposed to back then when I like first got my hands on it. I was like, oh my goodness, I found gold. I struck gold, and I just worked for it every single day. And I passed combines. I got closer and closer to my goals. But now I'm feeling like I'm slowly drifting away, and I hate that. So I have to get back on this grind, bro. I have to be uploading daily. I have to be doing these weekly vlogs. I have to be reviewing. I have to be meditating. I have to be journaling, and I have to do this. These are like my non-negotiable tasks. And you know, that's what I'm on. That's what I'm on. We're gonna grind, and hopefully you guys enjoy. Like, sub up. We're going to be running this shit up really, really soon. If I get a payout, I promise you, if I get a payout from either one of these accounts, I promise you, all we're going to do is reinvest, max allocation, do the same thing, try to get another payout. After that, boom, do the same thing with another firm, and just continuing to try to like slowly scale. We're not rushing it. We're going to slowly scale. We're going to risk a little bit more on the evals, but we're going to wait for A+ setups. Because again, that's all we're taking is only A+ setups. And boom, we're going to try to pass and get funded. And then boom. Next thing you know is what? 10K months, 20K months, 30K months. But they're going to be like only what? 2 trades a week, 3 trades a week, 2 to 4 trades a week, 8 to 16 trades max. Or no, 8 to 14 trades max per month. That's all you need. I see a lot of people trading every single day, bro. That's them. That's not me. My system, not an everyday thing. It's, you know, every other day. So pretty much, yeah. Peace.